Well, we've been building what is known as a St. Ives Skiff. It's a small four-man rowing boat. It's a community project. It's based on a boat from the Fair Isles, Shetland. A bit of a hangover from the Viking boats. Looks very similar, but a lot smaller. We've been at it for nearly 11 months now, and it's been good fun. And on Saturday, we are launching our first boat.
Has it been tested in advance to see if it's seaworthy?
Nope.
I have to say, I mean, I say this, it clearly will be because I've seen the photos and the video on your Facebook. You've got a brilliant Facebook, which is very, very active. It is a beautiful piece, isn't it? I mean, it's lovely. You must be so pleased with how it's turned out.
Yeah, we're very pleased how it's turned out. Yeah, it's a lot of hours gone into it, and yeah, it looks well. Yeah.
So, who are the people that have been building it?
There's myself, Mark Buttery. There's Ken. There's Michael Smith. There's various people been coming and going in and out of the shed all the time. We've got a retired doctor in, a driving instructor. There's all sorts been in. There's a student been in. There's all sorts coming and going in that shed helping us out. But they're the main helpers of the group. Like, yeah.
And I mean, this is volunteers, isn't it? And I'm presuming that there's a mix of experiences. Does anyone actually know how to build a boat before you started this?
Myself and Mark had built a boat beforehand a few years ago, and we'd done quite a bit of rowing, and we fancied another project. And then I was up in Scotland and kept seeing these little boats all around the place, and finally found out there was an actual organisation that has a kit, and they have a regatta series where people go out and race these boats. So the seed was there, and off we went.
And so you put it out there on this Facebook, you put it to the community, and the posts are lovely because one day it'll say, from a few months back, it might say, we need to turn the boat. Can we have some people come and give us a hand? And so have you literally just found that the community's come together and people have just dropped everything and come and give you a hand?
Yeah, now and again we need help. So we've put an appeal out, and that's like a little community event in itself. People come down and help turn the boat, because we've turned it, I think, maybe 3 times now. So yeah, all sorts of people turn out and bring their kids, and all sorts of people turn up and turn the boat over, and then we can get going again. Then. So it's great.
So you started with, there was some of it that was sort of like provided, wasn't there? There was something like a kit, I think, that you started with.
There's a kit you can buy, which is mostly the plywood for the hull, and then there's a cutting list of timber, which you get, and which is all for the gunwales and the bows, stems, seats, etc. Yeah.
And it is, as I said, a beautiful piece. It's well worth looking at the Facebook page for this skiff. And you've got this big day on Saturday. Yeah. So as I said, you've not tested it yet, but no. How what have you got to do with it? How has it got to go a certain distance, and who's actually going to be sailing this skiff?
No, we've got a couple of jobs to do tonight. We're not quite finished. A couple of little bits and pieces to do tonight, and then on Saturday at 3:00, leaving from the Shore Hotel, we've got a little parade. We have some pipers coming down to pipe us down to harbour. Some of the Ellen Vannon pipes and drums, they're coming down, so that'll be a good spectacle. So then we go down to the harbour, and the guys that built the boat are going to row it around the harbour and maybe out into the bay. And then it's all back to Laxey Sailing Club for refreshments.
Oh, fantastic.
And a warm by the fire.
Oh, I think it's going to be needed, isn't it? Hopefully no one falls in. It'll be fine. But I should ask, though, that why did you want to do this in the first place?
Like I say, me and Mark had built a boat and done some rowing before, and I'd always felt there was room for rowing on the island. There is a rowing club in Ramsey, and there's the Great Peel boat races, which I was involved in for many years. But I thought people would like to get out on the water a bit more, and these boats were traditionally designed, this project was designed rather, to get people back in touch with the sea and get coastal communities back on the water, people that normally wouldn't go out. And so I just thought the gap was there to start this up, and I think I'm going to be right. I'm hoping other towns around the island will join in and start building boats as well.
So you're kind of putting it out there as a challenge then?
Yeah,
for other...
well, yeah. We've built our first boat. We're building 3. We've built our first boat, and it'll be a lot easier for anybody on the island who buys one of these kits and starts to build it, because they can come and look at our boat and we can help them. Whereas we've been downloading pictures of boats off the internet and trying to blow them up to see little details and stuff. So if anybody used to start a project over here, we'd be able to help them out, no problem at all.
And it's really done something for the community in Laxey, hasn't it?
Yeah, we have our regular visitors coming down. It's great. Yeah, I'm down there early in the morning, so a lot of the dog walkers are popping in and seeing how we're getting on, and there's just loads of different people coming in. People I'd never met before, are friends now. Yeah.
And all ages as well.
Oh yeah, all ages. Yeah. Our harshest critic, I think, is probably 5 or 6 years old. Yeah, young lad called Albie.
There's a lovely photo of him on the Facebook page. Is he enjoyed following the progress?
Yeah, he pops in every now and again. He's got a little stool he pops up on, and he looks into the boat and casts his eye over it like a quality control officer. He come in last night, looked in, and I said, well, Albie, do you think she'll float? And there's a pause, and then he says, maybe. Oh, thanks for that.
We'll do it for you, Albie, on Saturday. Don't worry, 3 p.m. Get down there, it'll work. And you've had the governor down there visiting you, and you even had a member of Madness.
Oh yeah, yeah. The governor was down the other week. Yeah, they had a great time. And then Mark Bedders popped in. He was over with Mez and the Fezzers, and then he came down the shed on the Sunday and then hung out for a bit. So that was good.
That's incredible,
nice
isn't it?
Him,
yeah. So it's all happening then on Saturday. This boat will be launched, and as you said, it's really created something of a kind of talking point in Laxey, hasn't it? Which is fantastic. But it wouldn't happen if it wasn't for the support of some local businesses as well.
Yes, I need to thank some people. Barry Duncan has sponsored us a trailer. We wouldn't be able to launch without a trailer, and we can get around to anywhere on the island, and we can hopefully get away to England and Ireland, Scotland to race as well. So. And SCS have sponsored one of our kits as well, and Jörg van Slow has sponsored the kit. Better Create have sponsored our paint and various other things. The Shore Hotel also had a raffle last Christmas, and proceeds of that went towards buying the timber for the gunwales and stems and seats, etc. of the boat. So yeah, a big thanks to those people, because without them we wouldn't have a nice shiny boat.
And it really is a beautiful shiny boat, and it's got all the mod cons. You've got a drinks holder.
yeah. That's it. Yeah.
Someone's going to have their pint in there, I think, aren't they? Probably.
Yeah, most support. Yeah.
Well, listen, all the best with it. I mean, before you go, what have you gotten out of this project then, Al?
Oh, well, it's just nice. I used to go in there in November time, and you'd open the door and there'd be a frame with a plank on it. And now you go down and you open the door and it's this nice boat. And you're like, yeah. It's a sense of achievement to it, but it's not just mine. Like, man, I mean, massive thanks to everybody, all the lads that have helped out along the way. Like, yeah, because otherwise we wouldn't have a boat without the guys giving up their time to come down. And I suppose we better thank our other halves for us being missing so much.